Hey guys, I'm Mike from my own production, and today I'm going to show you how to do a cinemagraph using Photoshop. Now if you're thinking to yourself, what is a cinemagraph? Well, it's when you take a video and you make a still photo out of it with one or two specific items still moving, kind of like in the example here. So let's go ahead and jump into Photoshop and start the tutorial. Alright guys, so the first thing you're going to want to do after you've gotten a clip is you're going to want to open Photoshop. Now for me, I didn't get a chance to film anything, so I'm using a clip that I found off of Video Blocks. And you're going to want to do Create New, and for our project today, we're going to go ahead and use Web Large, which is 1920 by 1080. And the 1920 by 1080 works because that is also the same aspect ratio as the clip that we're going to be using today. So you're going to go ahead and create, and it's going to go ahead and open up a blank canvas. The first thing you want to do before you even get your clip is you want to make sure that you have your timeline down here. If it's not open, simply go up to Window, down the timeline, and click on it to select it, and it'll pop right up. So you're going to go ahead and press Control or Command O, and it's going to go ahead and allow you to open up your clip. And I've just selected mine, and here it is. And as you can see down here in the timeline, we have a girl texting on her phone, and there's some leaves moving. So for this clip here, I want to have the leaves moving and have our girl staying nice and still. And I think right about here, I want to have this look on her face. So what we're going to go ahead and do, we're going to go ahead and name this layer 1 moving A. And you'll see why here in a moment. Grab our handles here, bring it in where we would like to have our clip. Because if you notice these leaves here, they kind of move, and we want to make sure that this is going to have a good spot for it to begin and end, because the beginning clip here is going to be very different from here, and we want it to blend nicely. It seems like it should work right about here. So we'll go ahead and bring our handle in. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and grab Video Group 1 and drag it down. Now that's going to go ahead and give us the same clip. And what you want to do is you want to bring this clip on the bottom all the way out to the end. And we're going to go ahead and extend it just a little bit out this way. So that way we have a little extra play here. And the reason for that is when we go ahead and shorten this down, so that way it's the same length, we're going to go ahead and, if you notice, nothing's happening. So what we're going to do is we're going to go to our top clip, and we're going to click on this arrow here and go down to opacity, and it's going to generate a keyframe. Now if you're not at the beginning of your timeline, that's fine. You can always grab the keyframe and just bring it over. And then we're going to go ahead and go a little further in, and we're going to create another keyframe by pushing this diamond here, or you can go ahead and go straight to your opacity over here and hit 0, and that's going to create our second keyframe. So now when we go ahead and play this, those leaves kind of dissolve a little bit, but it's just slightly off. Now we'll go ahead and preview this. If you click on this here, you want to make sure that looped playback is selected. So that way when we hit play from the beginning, we can see the leaves moving, and then it looks like it just keeps going. The only downside is that little bit of dissolve right there. So what we can go ahead and do is we can bring this opacity a little closer. We can play around with this and find a good spot where it's not going to be as apparent that it's going from one spot to another. Okay, that one looks really good. But now if you notice, our girl is still moving. Everything is still moving in the shot like it's a normal video. So the next thing we're going to go ahead and do is we're going to find from this clip here, we're going to find that spot that we talked about before that we liked. And we're going to go ahead and select Moving A out of our Video Group 1 copy. And for this clip, it's really simple to mask out. There's not a lot of detail with this. So what we're going to go ahead and do is use our rectangular marquee tool, which you can get by pressing M. Now, if up here is also where you can find your rectangular marquee tool. Also, if you select it and one of the other tools is there, you can come up here and simply select the rectangular marquee tool. So we'll go ahead and just draw a box. That way we can have our selection of where we want those leaves to be moving. So if you scrub through the footage, you can see if those leaves are going to go and mess with that box. I think it looks pretty safe here. And it doesn't look like a finger is coming into contact with it either. So we'll go ahead and find the spot that we like, and then we're going to go up to Select and Mask. And now when you press this, it'll bring up the Selective Mask workflow. And this is fantastic for working on any masking. So what we'll go ahead and do is, because we don't want to have this as our final output of just the leaves, we want to have our girl staring off. So we'll go ahead and select Invert. And now our leaves are transparent and our girl is visible. What we'll do also is, we're going to go ahead and feather this out. And we're going to go ahead and also smooth it a little bit. After we've gone and made our adjustments, we're going to go ahead and go down to Output 2 and select New Layer with Layer Mask and click OK. And now we have 3 clips. So you're going to want to turn back on your Moving A, and you're going to take this Moving A copy, bring it to the top, and we're going to go ahead and name this one Still. And then we'll go ahead and drag this to the beginning of our composition and just match it. So now, when we play this, it looks like she is still and those leaves are going. That looks really good. Alright, so our next step is going to be to export. So you're going to go up to File, Export, Save for Web Legacy. You can also get there by hitting Command Option Shift S, or if you're working on Windows, Control Alt Shift S, and you're going to select that. And while this is loading it in, you can also check, make sure all your selections are correct. You want to make sure that up here that you have GIF, and the big one is looping options, because this one is typically set default to once. You want to make sure it's set on forever. And we're going to go ahead and save this. Alright guys, and there you have it. Our final result, a beautiful Cinemagraph. Now this is a fantastic and yet simple way to put a twist on your photography. Once you do this a couple times, you can usually get it done in about 1 to 5 minutes. Well, that's all for today. If you guys enjoyed this, please like and subscribe, ring that bell to ensure you get notifications on the latest content. Check out the social media links and my Patreon page in the description below. Leave a comment at any Photoshop or any post-production tutorials you'd like to see, and I'll see you on the next one.